Very good afternoon and welcome to Gander Green Lane, as most of us know it. If we're going to be official for a minute, it's the VBS Community Stadium. Shoot me, but I'm going back to Gander Green Lane now. Welcome to our BBC Surrey commentary online. We'll be doing 10-15 minutes updates into the BBC Surrey radio show this afternoon, hosted by Tim Durrans. But here online, stay with us for the afternoon. Myself, Rob Worrell, and Julian Walters alongside me will guide you through the afternoon. We're sat in the main stand here, pretty much on the halfway line, albeit back some way. And opposite us, Julian, we have to talk about first, before we talk about teams, team news, performances, points, anything else. What a showing on New Year's Day from the Shots faithful over on the far side. Difficult to appreciate the depth of that stand. It's not too deep, but they're huddled in there, they're undercover, and there's at least 300, and I want to say nearer 400 there.
I think you're right. I think there's a good 400 in there. We were talking earlier on to the Sutton officials, and they were saying what a good sight it would be to fill that stand, and I confidently said that we would be bringing 300 to 400 with this today, even though our form isn't the best at the moment. And there they are. They're all there. They are already starting to make the noise. Some of the flags have gone up as well, so they're feeling really confident, as am I. I think we're in for a real good game today, and I think there's all the hallmarkings of a positive result for us today. I really do.
And look, we're getting started nice and early today, which is so different from Forest Green, where we burst on air with 30 seconds to spare. I didn't get the opportunity then, but I will take it now for you to just give a little plug to those people who like the little Aldershot Town fix. You're involved with a regular Shots related podcast as well. Just give the listeners a bit of detail on that, because I think there's something like 35-40 episodes in the can now already.
Yeah, absolutely. So the podcast is called When the Flames Go Up, and is run by a super fan called Will, who's actually here today. I can see him standing over with his flag over there. And Will started this podcast around about a year ago, and our commitment to this was that if we're going to do it, we're going to do it properly, and that we're going to get a weekly episode out, whether we've played well, whether we've played badly, or whether we've been indifferent. And so far, it's just 3 or 4 guys talking all things Aldershot, but it's for the supporters. That's who we were aiming for, and really pleasing to see that we've been going for about a year or so now, but we're already in 14 countries around the world. There's supporters from Australia, Russia, America. They're all over the place listening to us, so it's really good to hear. And you can catch that normally every week. Normally comes out, I think, on a Thursday, but we'll always preview the matches. We'll always talk about the games as well, and the occasional comments from perhaps the Aldershot manager or one of the players, but it's primarily for the fans. Yeah,
there's something for everybody in it. I've been on with you once or twice already, but occasionally I've looked at silly things like favourite loan signings or favourite shirts and things like that, if either of those are your bag, but largely just 3 or 4 Shots fans reviewing and previewing what's happened over the next week and over the last week or so. Check it out, When the Flames Go Up, and also, of course, you can hear Julian Walters here on the commentaries. He's doing his 3rd one today. He's done an excellent job. I'm sure you'd agree, listeners, in the previous 2. And hopefully his unbeaten run in the chair alongside me can continue today, and maybe at some point, possibly today, get that first win.
That's what we're looking for. We're definitely looking for a win today. We've talked already about points. First half of the season has been about points. The players are just coming out now. Rob, I'll hand back over to you.
Okay, I'm delighted to say that the Sutton areas of the stadium are filled up rather nicely in the last 20 minutes. I was a bit concerned prior to that, but here come the teams at Gander Green Lane, aka the VBS Community Stadium. Simple colouring scheme today, listeners. Sutton in all yellow, top to tail. very little black trim, very thin black trim, but Aldershot are in their home kit as well, of red and blue striped shirts, red shorts and red socks, and they're led by Aaron Jones again today. Although the stand-in skipper on many occasions this season, Theo Widrington, also comes back into the starting lineup today, as does Josh Barrett, fresh from his wonderful free kick goal at the East Bank end. The first time he's ever scored at the East Bank end. That's been a long while coming, and especially considering he's got, I think, 9 goals in all competitions this season. A key moment for him. And we'll run through the full shots lineup for you in just a moment. Our referee this afternoon is Ruben Ricardo. I'll give you his stats a little bit later on. So, in goal for the shots, Marcus Dewhurst. A back three of Ollie Scott, Christian Maghomer and Dan Ellison. That's left to right. This is also left to right in midfield. Ryan Jones, Theo Widrington, Dayan Tetek and Aaron Jones, the skipper. And then Tyler Frost and Josh Barrett, both of whom have scored against Woking, behind Jack Barham. The two skippers will toss up in the middle now. It's Tyler French, the skipper for Sutton. One of a couple of players in their side who've previously played in Scotland, 25-year-old, the skipper. And they'll line up as follows: Jack Sims in goal, and Bessart Topoloj on loan from Bromley, the left of a 3-man centre-back team. Hayden Muller and Tyler French, and then across the middle, left to right, Jeremy Civey, Lewis Simper, Finlay Barbrook and Dylan De Silva. I think I missed a player out actually on mine. I have to work out who it is. I've then got Will Davis and Ashley Nadesan, and if Julian's listening well, he might pick out the one I've missed out.
Yeah, I think we've got Jack Wadham just playing alongside Nadesan, just behind Will Davis.
That's it. We are ready for kick-off here at Gander Green Lane. The shots whose supporters are directly opposite us, either side of the halfway line, are going to kick towards the newer stand at Gander Green Lane, left to right as we look at it. Sutton with kick-off going right to left, and we're underway here in the National League. 12th place Sutton against 18th placed Aldershot Town, and the ball, as it so often is, quickly in touch. Aldershot will start with a throw in the right back position, and they'll take their time in doing so, just get there a little bit of composure. Flicked on by Sutton to a Sutton player, headed back by Aaron Jones, chased by Frost. He won't get there, a couple of players miss it. Sutton flick it out to the left side to Jeremy Civey, ball inside, Tetek's onto that, the ball runs loose, and he's picked up by the number 14, Finlay Barbrook, on a season loan from Ipswich. He goes back, Aldershot pressing quite high with Barham, Frost and Barrett. And I should mention the weather conditions. It's pretty cold, I wouldn't say freezing, blustery. Here is Civey on the left side, trying to get a ball in, doesn't really get hold of it at all, bounces into the ground and up to Dewhurst. No dramas there. We've got an electronic scoreboard these days. A few improvements around the ground since Sutton were previously in the National League. Of course, they spent 3 seasons in League 2. Missed out on the last day of the playoffs, didn't they? Dropped down to 8th position under Matt Gray, who'd got them up there. Finished 14th in the second season and then dropped out in the third, Julian. It was a brief but enjoyable stay for them in the Football League.
Yes, and if you speak to any of the Sutton supporters, they wouldn't have changed that for the world. It was a wonderful experience for them. Sadly for them, they're back in the National League, but they're looking strong. They've made some wholesale changes throughout the summer, so this is a largely new team, and it will take them a bit of time just to gel and get together. But so far they've made a good start.
Good win for Widrington, and he heads inside. He's been fouled, I think, and the referee eventually gives him the free kick. Central. Well, Aldershot have taken it from 5 yards back from where it was. The referee's not ready because he's still talking to one of the Sutton players. They're not happy with the free kick, but it's straightforward to me. It's pulling on the shirt. Widrington couldn't find her. an incisive pass, and the referee said, no, you're being pulled, I'm going to pull it back. So almost halfway inside the Sutton half, dead central. Josh Barrett stood over it, but don't get too excited, listeners. I don't think he's going to try an effort from here. Or is he? He's now taken a few yards back. Surely not. I think he's going to clip it just over the head. No, he is going to try, and it bounces in front of the keeper, and he saves it and gathers it in. But a shot on target, 4 shots by Josh Barrett, who loves a free kick. Julian Walters, 3 minutes gone.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea actually. Yeah, the rain is coming down. We've got a bit of a slippery surface, and when Josh struck the ball, it did bounce in front of the keeper. So you got Aldershot on rushing as well. So it's definitely worth a pot from there, and it was pretty central, as you said.
Here's Ellison up against the number 24, Ashley Naderson. Aldershot win it. Aaron Jones does well to keep it in. Finds Ellison. Ellison plays it forward, and it finds touch. A little bit scrappy. Few games now underway. Dorking game's gone in the division below. Wealdstone's gone in this division down south. Rochdale already off earlier today. Halifax before that. Here's Sutton taking the throw, and the ball's played back to Barbrook. He in turn goes to Topolodge. Aldershot clear it away, but only to Lewis Simper, who fires his pass to Ryan Jones, and then Aldershot try one through the middle. Oh, there's a little bit of an understanding. Jack Barham, keeper come out of his area. Barham needed to lift it over to what would have been an empty goal. There were a couple of defenders tracking back. We didn't get hold of it, and it was blocked. Well, that was a good opportunity there for Jack Barham. It came to him nicely. I think he saw what he needed to do, but it was a good quick block from the Sutton side.
Yeah, Jack had a really good opportunity there. He was probably 30-35 yards out. There were 1 or 2 defenders in the way, but the keeper was out of position, and you got to take a chance there, and he did. And unfortunately for the shots, it was blocked, and the ball eventually was picked up, and Sutton were able to get back in control of it. But definitely an opportunity for the shots there after 4.5 minutes.
I wonder if Neil Ardley's going to have the Midas touch at Woking. They won their first home game against Altrincham. They somehow left the EBB Stadium with a point on Boxing Day, and they've taken the lead in just the 4th minute this afternoon, back at the Lathway. What a start for them. Something that they've barely done all season is score an early goal. I'm waiting confirmation. I've heard the name Effiong in my ear, but I don't know if it was in relation to him actually scoring the goal. But well done, Woking. They've taken the lead against Maidenhead, and that's quite a crucial game, really, isn't it? Because one of those sides in the bottom 4, Maidenhead, and Woking, like Aldershot, not too far above it, Julian.
Yeah, it's very tight down there. Maidenhead are in the bottom 4, but are only a couple of points behind the shots, and again, Woking are only a point above us as it stands. So you could argue that the bearing of that game could affect the table, certainly in the shots. So it makes today's game even more important that we apply ourselves properly and get a result here today. 6
minutes gone, 0-0. And if you're one of those listeners who just sometimes gets a bit edgy when there's no commentary and we're just chatting about other stuff, just relax. There's nothing to tell you about. It was out of play. Then it was with the Sutton keeper. He's kicked it forward, and now it's a throw in to Sutton down the left-hand side. Ellison battling away with the number 9, Will Davies, who again is adjudged to have fouled him, and again quite correct. I would say so far the initial indications that Ruben Ricardo has been well positioned, and he's given the fouls he should have given.
Yeah, I think that was a fair call. Obviously the home supporters weren't happy with it, but Colin Ellison, was bundled over there, so I think the rest made a good decision. Dewhurst is on the ball now, just in the sort of right back position, just launching it forward.
Okay, it's going to bounce once, and it's just kept in by the Sutton goalkeeper Jack Sims. He had a terrific season last season with Braintree, didn't he? They came up via the playoffs, and then he promptly signed for Sutton. There's Mag Homer Penalised on halfway for holding Will Davies, and I don't know why he continues to persist with that, because he's getting the wrong side of referees every time. It's almost like these days you can have hands on, but for some reason he doesn't do it as subtly as other defenders, and referees see it and give the fouls wherever they are on the pitch. One of those, of course, at Boston was inside the penalty area.
Yeah, I think Will Davies was quite clever there. He was backing into McComber, and that's probably where you just need to let him go and go for the header. But certainly something that McComber needs to look at and do better.
Here's Sutton on the left side. They're forced backwards. Topolage onto the ball now. Played 7 times, hasn't he, for Bromley in League 2 this season. Bromley on a terrific run at the moment, unbeaten. They've really climbed up the table. They were dangerously close to the relegation position, but I think they're up to about 11th or 12th now. Here at Gander Green Lane, Sutton have settled well into the National League. They play a ball out to the right hand side. That's going to drift away to the goal away to our left. Marcus Dewhurst will run and get it. And we are already 8.5 minutes in, Julian. The shots have settled pretty quickly, and I'm not going to say they look the better side, but there's not a lot in it. We've got sweeping wind from left to right a little bit as well, or it's gusting left to right a little bit, and that's the way in which Aldershot are kicking in this first half.
Yeah, it's not been much in it, but it looks as if Sutton have got 2 really good left wing back and a right wing back, and every opportunity they're getting, they're
Here's
looking
Barham, sorry, just almost got onto a loose ball there, but in the end it ran away from him, and they got it back to Jack Sims. Sorry, Julian, finish your point.
Yeah, the left and right wing backs are playing quite high up, and Sutton are looking to play out from the back at the moment and get those 2 on the ball for sure. They're both quite pacey and quite strong.
Okay, here's Sutton in possession at the moment. It has been confirmed as an Ini Effiong goal. Yeah, it's 0-0 here, Tim. We're 9.5 minutes in. Both sides just settling into the conditions, but the shots have started well enough. They've had the 2 sort of half chances so far. We had a Josh Barrett free kick, 45 yards out central, but I think on the back of that beauty against Woking, he actually tried and he got a shot on target. It was relatively comfortably saved by Jack Sims, and then just a couple of minutes later Sims came out of his area and he slipped whilst trying to clear the ball. It went straight to Jack Barham, and it was an opportunity, Tim. He could have lifted it straight back over him and into the empty net. There was a couple of defenders running back and he was shut down quite quickly, Jack Barham, and his effort was blocked at source, but I'd say that was a decent chance, to be fair. That's all that we've had in terms of goal-mouth action. We're now 10.5 minutes in, and the shots have settled well in front of 400 or so Shots fans over on the far side. 0-0. Ball through the middle, Barrett's onto it, it's turned smartly, he's on the edge of the penalty area now, looks to get past his man, sends it in. Frost gets his shot away on target and it's blocked, comes out to Theo Widgeon and he tries a follow-up shot, that's blocked as well, comes back to Frost again, and this time he's dispossessed, and now Aldershot win a knockdown in the area from Barham, and Sutton send it out to the right hand side, and it's the 3rd opportunity of the game, Julian. They've all gone to Aldershot as Civi's come through a little bit late on Ellison. Ellison's prone and Civi's injured as well. An opportunity for shots, a decent one.
Yeah, the Sutton team are very much keen to play out from the back, and we've set up really nicely for that potential opportunity there. And there was an opportunity which presented itself. Josh Barrett picked up the ball just on the edge of the box, out on the left-hand side, got a cross in, and Sutton were a little bit slow in getting the ball away, and eventually there was sort of 2 or 3 efforts that we had there, all blocked by Sutton, and eventually they got it cleared through to this left wing where Ellison has just sort of clattered into to Civi, their left wing back, and he's taken a bit of a hit on the head. He
keeps holding his head. He looks a little bit groggy, and it's one of those where I think it's more painful than there's any other concerns. He may have to just go through 1 or 2 of the protocols after a bang to the head, but he's always looked conscious to me. It's very close to us He's just sat on the touchline right in front of us, isn't he? But I just looked and turned to you for a comment on the chance as it happened, because I'd watched the ball go out for a throw, and then they came together afterwards. Were you still watching what happened?
Yeah, so Civi got there just in front.
Lucky Bird's getting stripped already. He's getting stripped already. That's unlucky, Dan Ellison, whatever he's done.
Yeah, he's just looking like he's struggling quite badly there. But yeah, it was basically a boot into the head.
It doesn't look happy. I don't think he wants to come off, but and I'm not still certain that he's coming off. But it does look as though Lucky Bird's getting stripped. And Dan Ellison has been really good for Aldershot. He can't buy a goal with his headed chances up front. Here's Sutton getting the ball in. Should be dealt with by Dewhurst, and he's caught it. Ellison's still holding his head. Are Aldershot going to wait for the substitution?
No, it looks like it's going to happen.
I think they've told him. I can only think that he did temporarily, just for a few seconds, go unconscious, and they can't mess around with that.
I think so,
there are pretty strict rules about it.
Yeah, because all the other signs are that he wanted to carry on himself.
I don't think he's even got a blood injury as such. There are a lot of Aldershot supporters who feel Lucky Bird is a bit unfortunate to be in this side. He's a good option to call upon, isn't he, if you're going to lose someone like Ellison?
Well, absolutely. We were saying earlier on about the strength of the bench. Yeah, we've got some options on the bench, and Lucky Bird is now coming on. Collins sitting back down, and his game is definitely over. But I think that Lucky Bird's going to come on and just do a direct replacement. He's going to sit into the back three and play on the right side of the back three.
Aldershot's full bench this afternoon is Van Stappershoef, Bird, Hargreaves, Stuttle, Akpan, Mullins and Henry. No Corbett on there, no Menezes on there. Here's Ollie Scott sending the ball out to the left. It comes back in from Ryan Jones to Tetek, who threads it up to Frost. In and then out of the area. He goes to Ryan Jones, should be able to get across in here. That's deflected and caught by Jack Sims. I thought initially it was going to go behind for a corner, but he's always got a trick in. He's got the speed of foot and a trick to be able to get the crosses in, Ryan Jones. But I still don't think Aldershot have scored from anywhere near enough of them this season. Do you?
No, I think he could be doing better with the assists.
Here's Bird and Civi going down the left wing. Bird just leans into Civi. He knows that one bounce and that ball's going to skid off the wet grassy surface. I'm just saying that because of course whenever Aldershot have played here previously in the National League, of course it was a 3G pitch. They had to rip it up when they went up to the Football League. There's a little clever shove from Naddison, gets away with that. Ryan Jones lifts the ball forward. Sutton should deal with a header back to Sims. And Aldershot have been involved in a lot of high scoring games. Sutton have had a couple of 3-alls of late, one in the FA Trophy. They won that on penalties. But in the last 5 games they've not won a game in 90 minutes, have they? They've had a couple of draws and a couple of defeats. So they've just slipped away a little bit from those playoff places, which they were in a month or 6 weeks ago. A very good afternoon to Colin Hayden. In comes a cross from Sutton and it's put behind by Maghomer. Sutton's first corner of the afternoon. Colin Hayden, in Tenerife. And Lewis Simper's going over, I think, to take this corner for Sutton. In the steady drizzle, it's taken short by Simper, comes back to Simper, plays it into the middle. Shot comes in from the number 14, Finlay Barbrook, and he guided it more than powered it, but it was aiming for the top left corner, and Dewhurst takes no chances. He pings it behind his post for a second consecutive corner for Sutton, who've suddenly come alive here on the quarter of an hour mark. Second consecutive corner. In it comes, wicked bit of whip on it, half cleared, and then Maghomer will clear it to touch. A quick word from you, Julian, on those chances.
Yeah, that's all started from the right hand side of Sutton. De Silva was finding some space, and the corner was well worked. Barbrook was just sitting on the edge of the box waiting for it, and in the end he curled it through. Dewhurst made a reasonably comfortable save, and it looks like it's just gone out for another corner.
Third corner in 2 minutes for Sutton United. The first 3 corners of the game, and United responding a little bit after a quiet start for them, to be fair. And Dewhurst forced into action. And that effort from Barbrook, he just had to watch it, I think, and then make sure, because it's one of those days it's worth getting something on target. It can skid off of somebody, it can deflect. In comes a corner, another wicked one, and it's headed over the bar, or no, it's headed up in the air and then chased to the touchline by Aaron Jones, who does really well to play it off a Sutton player, and Aldershot will restart with a throw in the right back position. And a couple of minutes of worry for the Shots soon after losing Dan Ellison.
Yeah, they've just come back into it a little bit, Sutton, and just sort of forcing the play a little bit more now. They're predominantly in the Shots half, although we're just clearing the ball away now through Ollie Scott, who's just pumped it forward. But Sutton again have picked up the ball in midfield, so they seem to be having a bit of domination there at the moment.
Here's Sutton winning a free kick over on the far side. Arms out wider from Ollie Scott, who disagrees with it, but it certainly looked like he was just hampering the forward run of a Sutton player there. And Aldershot having to deal with a little bit of pressure here. We've got to call it that after 3 or 4 minutes now. Yeah,
that was Nadesan of Sutton. He's just finding those sort of little spaces in front of the back three, and Ollie Scott so far has been definitely alert to it, but Nadesan has been behind most of what they've done today, and he's 6'2", he's quite mobile as well and can score a goal, so we're going to need to keep a close eye on him.
Okay, in comes the free kick, left-footed, headed away by Frost, and it'll find touch over on this near side. In the rain, in the drizzle and the wind, the cold wind here at Gander Green Lane. And we hear some Sutton fans breaking into the United chant. I think it might be the first time I've heard that, and after 3 or 4 minutes of pressure. Here they are in possession now, pinging it around nicely. Simpers onto it on the edge of the final third, sends it out to the right hand side. Good bit of skill from D'Souza. In comes the ball. Sutton player pushes into the back of Aaron Jones and then throws himself to the floor and claims a penalty, and the referee just shakes his head. To be honest, that was blatant simulation. Here's Simper going to try a shot from distance, and that's just wide. Clever dive, I think, from Dewhurst, who could have got hands on it but covered it and felt it was going wide and let it go.
Yeah, Simper's got a really good left foot on him, and he was picked up the ball about 25 yards out. It was curling away from the goal, and I think Dewhurst made the dive just in case, but it was always curling wide.
Okay. Goal kick then to the Shots. It's 0-0 and we are 20 minutes in, 20 and a half minutes in. Virtually everybody has moved into the Sutton half, expecting a big kick with a little bit of breeze behind it. Headed up in the air by a Sutton player, back from Theo Whittington, but he can only find a Sutton player. And Sutton looking to transition quickly against the Shots here, when they can. In the end, they've got to go all the way back, and Barham's going to put a bit of pressure on the Hughes defence. Here comes Topolodge down the left-hand side, and Bird almost disrupts it, but it falls back kindly into the path of Topolodge. Send another ball in. Well, good tracking back from Ollie Scott. He gets onto it and puts it behind for a corner. And this opening 21 minutes or so, Julian, has basically been split into 2 10-minute periods, of which Aldershot asked the only questions in the first 10 minutes. But now Sutton with their 4th corner already, and a couple of dangerous free kicks as well.
Yeah, they're taking a quick corner too.
Yeah, it's sent across, picked up by Barbrook, and Aldershot back and pressing well. A few groans from the main stand here, but here is De Silva on the left side at the moment. Plays it off of Tetek. He can keep it in. He does really well actually, and avoids a 5th corner. Clears it down the line. Topolodge is onto that. Ball in, touched in by Dylan De Silva. Simper sends a cross in. That's going to beat Dewhurst. Little header across, half cleared by Bird, but followed up by Barbrook. His shot is blocked by Ryan Jones, and the Shots live in a bit of a dangerous rearguard action at the moment. Oh, there's a ball through the legs of Aaron Jones. Simper drags it back. Followed up and finished. Sutton United have scored after a period of pressure, and it might well have been Wadham who tucked it in. We'll confirm the scorer's name. Horrible 5 minutes or so for Aldershot as Sutton really started to crank up the pressure, and they've taken the lead here in the 23rd minute. Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 0.
Yeah, I think it was Nadesan who's got on the end of that, and that was coming. Yeah, they were putting the pressure on. Ball broke free. Yeah, Nadesan's just been confirmed as the scorer. Ball broke free in the box. Bit of desperate defending from the shots, but he's basically calmly side-footed it into the corner, giving Dewhurst no chance, and that's the first goal of the afternoon. It's Sutton 1, Aldershot 0.
Okay. Sutton United just really coming alive for 7 or 8 minutes and giving Aldershot a lot of trouble in that time. Prior to that, nothing. And it was largely down the right hand side, all those corners that came in quick succession. Bird's not had a lot to do. It hasn't particularly involved him, but it's literally since Ellison went off. Shots in possession now with Bird. Bird exchanges passes with Aaron Jones. Yeah, it's Sutton 1, Shots 0. The Shots just on a counter-attack, Tim, as you join us, with Ryan Jones down the left-hand side. The goal was just a couple of minutes ago, and it was Ashley Nadesan, the former Crawley striker. Just see if they can get this cross in here, Shots, before I give you a little bit more detail. Here's Barrett, he's going to send the ball in, and it bounces in front of the Sutton keeper, and he manages to punch it clear. 3 half chances for the Shots in the opening 10 minutes, Tim, and they'd started really comfortably, and then all of a sudden Sutton broke forward. They won 3 consecutive corners, they won a free kick and then another corner, and in the pandemonium really that ensued, there was a lot of bodies in the box, but Ashley Nadesan got onto a ball just inside it and he got his shot away. I don't know if Dewhurst was partially unsighted, but he managed to get it past him. And the atmosphere at Gander Green Lane's changed significantly since. At the moment we've had 24 and a half minutes, and it's Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Shots in possession with Tetek. Disappointing to see the Shots going behind today. No win on their travels since the opening away game of the season at Halifax. Ball out to the left, Barrett can only bring it down straight to the Sutton player, and then Ryan Jones gets back well and clears it into touch in front of the Shots fans. Throw into Sutton on halfway, and Woking ahead, Shots behind, and depending on other results today, if the Shots do lose and 1 or 2 other teams win, they could find themselves in the bottom 4. That's the brutal reality of it, Julian.
Yeah, it is the brutal reality. So we've really got to pick ourselves up now. It's gone a little bit flat the last few minutes, and obviously with the goal going in, the heads have just dropped a little bit. So these are really important 5-10 minutes now. Again, Sutton are playing with the ball in the right back position, although in our half they've just broken free down the right hand side too.
Trying to get the cross in. It's deflected into the path of a Shots player. Ryan Jones sends it forward. Sutton have turned it back in. Simper's on the ball now. And a very good afternoon to Tony Matthews and Sue, who are listening in St Neots, to come on the Shots. Throw into the Shots in front of Julian and myself. And we're now 26 minutes in. And Aldershot, who were not troubled at all in the opening 15 minutes, then lost Dan Ellison to a head injury. He looks fine, by the way, but I think it's head injury protocols that have meant he's been removed from the pitch. Lackey Bird has come on, and since then Sutton have really come alive. Here's Shots coming down the right hand side with Bird and with Tetek. Out of possession, particularly having scored that goal now. Sutton look difficult to break down. They've won it again in the middle of the park with Barbrook, and he's making good ground forward. He's not been challenged yet, cuts back on his right. Tetek gives him a bit of pressure now. Simper sends it out to the right hand side, where Ryan Jones positions himself well to win it. Exchanges passes with Tetek, and then has a heavy touch, and Another heavy touch by Theo Widrington, who then just grabs the shirt of Simper. A straightforward free kick for Sutton, and Widrington just taking this opening half an hour just to get back to his levels.
Yeah, Theo, the ball just was away from him there, and he's pulled the player down. Bit of a harmless free kick, but we need to really get hold of the ball a little bit more. The possession figures are definitely in Sutton's favour at the moment.
I've seen it a few times over the last few seasons where Aldershot start a game quite brightly and the home side look passive, uninterested. That's how Sutton started in the first 15 minutes, and then ridiculously you just completely come alive and look a far better team. And they say goals change games, but that flurry of corners did. Here's Sutton on the edge of the area again, cutting inside, try a shot, that's blocked, comes out as far as Civvy on this side, but a good win from Frost. But then the loose 50-50 runs kindly for Sutton, and Topolodge picks the ball up just inside the Aldershot half. Aaron Jones well positioned, slows Civvy up, and then gets onto the next ball, and Aldershot win it, lose it again. Civvy coming forward, Frost's tracking back, he's onto it, he'll go back to Dewhurst, and Dewhurst kicks through the ball. Barham jumps, ball headed out to the left hand side. Barrett adjusts because it all jumped. Ryan Jones jumped out of the challenge there. I don't blame him, to be honest, but Sutton keep coming, ball into the middle, Widrington's back there, steers it behind his own goal. It'll be another corner to Sutton, their fifth of the game already. The shots haven't had any, and in the 30th minute it remains Sutton 1, Aldershot Town 0, in the rain, the cold and the wind at Gander Green Lane. Julian Walters. Yeah,
again another attack down the right hand side for Sutton, and in the end Theo was able to get a toe to it. Fortunately, it was a bit too hard, and it's gone out for a corner. They're going to now get a left in swinger coming in now.
And it comes. Dewhurst tries to punch it, half cleared, and then fully cleared by Frost. And then Barrett competes but can't win it. Ryan Jones sends it forward again through the middle. Should be easy enough for the number 15 Hayden Muller to deal with. My question to you, Julian, and I'm not suggesting the shots make changes already, but what they do lack, with Frost having to come back and help in the midfield a lot, they lack real pace up front, don't they? Barham's being dragged here, there and everywhere. I mean, he's got the pace but not the physicality, and you do wonder at times if they need a Stuttle type player on there. Didn't come on against Woking. Will we see him today? Will the players that are out there now get the job done? There's a good tackle from Ryan Jones. He thinks he's played it off of De Silva, but the assistant referee in front of him says no, it'll be a throw in to Sutton. And Aldershot, from looking impressive in that first 15 minutes, are now holding on a little bit, half an hour or so in, and a goal down. Ryan Jones has won it again, and then he's been fouled by De Silva. So good work from Ryan Jones, who started this game impressively as he had in recent matches.
Yeah, good point you made about the pace up front. Yeah, there's a couple of times where there's been a 50-50 and the Sutton defence have come out on top. And the ball's sort of going up to the front too, but coming straight back. And Sutton are really getting those possession figures up at the moment. They're using the ball well, and we do need to do something about grabbing hold of the ball and being able to use it. But at the moment it's a lot of possession, whether it's in Sutton's half or our half. They seem to be on the ball and making things happen rather than ourselves at the moment.
Aldershot Town just caught offside halfway inside the Sutton half. I don't think I articulated my point correctly there about the presence up top. I think what you would get with Stuttle, obviously inexperienced, I know, but you'd have strength and pace, and that is what I think Aldershot are missing. To have a player up front as one of the two most forward positions that's got both. Barrett is. The more I watch this today, I think that Frost is the sole number 10, and I think Barrett is playing right up top with Barham. That's a slight tweak from Aldershot. I think they're actually playing a 3-4-1-2, which they tended to do a lot last season, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think you're right. Yeah, Barrett, as we speak, is the furthest player up front, and I'm just wondering, like you said, whether or not the game is more suited as it is at the moment for a Stuttle type of performance as opposed to a Barrett one. But you can never discount Josh's creativity. That's the thing.
Sutton rather nervously playing it around in their own area. They've been dispossessed now. Tetek's onto it. He's going to send it out to the left side of the penalty area to Barrett, who touches it into the path of Ryan Jones. He skips inside and he's going to lose possession. Such a shame, but it's only cleared as far as Ollie Scott. Back inside to Tetek. Tetek swivels, comes away from his man. This is better from shots. The first real territory and possession they've had in 15 minutes or so. Aaron Jones on the right hand side. Theo Widdington inside to Tetek. Now he tries a ball into Barham, and Barham turns it straight into the feet of Dylan De Silva. Good coming together though from Tetek, and Barham involved again, and then Barham goes down and shots win a free kick 10 yards outside the penalty area on the left hand side. Much better from the shots, and this game's going in little waves, isn't it? It was Aldershot with the first 15 minutes, then undoubtedly Sutton for the next 15, and the last couple of minutes has been all Aldershot.
Yeah, and we've sort of gone back to what we were doing before, which is harrying, hustling, and I dare say Josh Barrett's, I'm not sure if he's going to have a go from here. It is a little bit further out than the Woking scenario, but in a bit
nearer than the one a bit nearer than the one they had to go from earlier. Not a lot nearer, to be fair.
But the good thing is we've got all the big boys up for this, so they're obviously looking for some sort of knockdown, and it's key that we get something out of this now.
Okay, 34 minutes gone, 1-0 Sutton. In comes the cross, headed away by a Sutton player, and he'll be chased down by Civi, and he's got a lot of supporting runners, but it's a poor touch from Civi there. I think De Silva on the right hand side is looking more of a threat for Sutton than Civi at the moment, but they're playing a very, very similar pattern and shape to Aldershot. Not too many teams have this season, with 3 at the back and the 2 wide players.
Yeah, Aaron Jones has taken up a really wide position up front almost at the moment, and I think he's going to get the ball potentially now, so that might be an outlet we need to look at.
Yeah, Bird carries it a bit, then gives it to him, then Tetek and Jones involved. Jones gives it away, but is well positioned to win it back, as he does. Tetek will square it to Ollie Scott, and Scott will ferret his way out to the left hand side, where he's got the support obviously of Ryan Jones. Ball in, missed by everybody, players from both sides including Josh Barrett, and goes all the way through to Jack Sims, and really it's only Josh Barrett's 40 plus yard free kick that's called Sims into any saves so far, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. To be fair, we're 35 minutes in, and the Sutton goalkeeper has looked comfortable so far, and the back 3 have looked comfortable. They've had everything in front of them so far, and we need to perhaps look at working the ball in behind them so they're facing their goal rather than not.
Here's Sutton getting in down the right hand side. De Silva gets the cross in, is cleared away by Maghoma, and then Aldershot a cushioned header, but Sutton have got it again inside the penalty area, and eventually Theo Widdington will clear out to this right hand side where Barham will compete for it. He's pulled down to the ground. The assistant referee nor the referee has given it, and that's a shocker, but shots continue to press. Barham continues his press on to Jack Sims. First one for me, the officials have got badly wrong there. I just don't think they were. I mean, the assistant referee's got a flag for that. It was so obvious, but anyway, it's not given. Tetek onto a loose ball, goes back to Bird, plays it down the right hand side. That'll bounce once, twice, and drift out of play behind the goal line away to our right. We're now 36.5 minutes in. Mike Brown asks the question, Theo, currently asset, liability or passenger, question mark. He says 2 and 3 for him. Might be a little bit harsh that, Mike. The guy's just coming back into the team. Difficult conditions out there. He hasn't done anything fantastic, hasn't done anything bad either, has he? It's too soon to judge his performance today, I would have said, Julian.
Yeah, it'd be nice to ideally see him get on the ball, because he has got a good passing range, and as I say that, he's just on the ball now and passed it nicely to Frost.
Yeah, nice pass to Frost, who finds Barham on the right hand side, tries to get across in, that's deflected behind by Topolodge, and the Shots win their first corner in the 38th minute. And of course, Mike, we love your interaction. Football's all about opinions. We don't always have to agree, do we? That's absolutely fine. I just think there's a narrative sometimes around Theo Widrington that people are very quick to jump on, and you know, he's committed his crime as he did at Dagenham. He served his punishment, and now he comes back in, and as the whole Shots management team always say, they're together as a unit, and he comes back in, he'll have the full support of them, and I hope for the full support of the fans. In it comes from Ryan Jones to the far post, headed away. Theo Widrington should be the first one onto it. Most of the players are still waiting in the middle. They will want another ball in. They're going to get it here from Ollie Scott. Headed down only as far as Frost. He thinks about a shot, but then turns it out to the left side to Theo Widrington. Widrington back to Ollie Scott. He's going to send another cross in. Maghomer gets a header down. He gets onto his own pass with his head. Theo Widrington steers it out to Tetek. Tetek to Ryan Jones. He's going to cut in from the left side. Tries a shot from distance. Drags his shot wide. He's definitely got that in his locker, Julian, but not on this occasion. But it is Aldershot Town's first effort at the goal since the 14th minute, and we're now in the 39th.
Yeah, Ryan Jones kicked it up on the right hand side following the corner. He was still over there. We did get 2 or 3 balls into the box, and Maghomer had stayed up for that, but it was always worth a shot from there, probably 20-25 yards out, just 1-2 bounces and drifting wide.
Cheers, Tim. It's still 1-0 to Sutton. I think you joined us, didn't you, just after they took the lead with that 23rd minute Ashley Naddison goal. Since then the Shots have responded well, and they've had a good 10 minutes or so. They're coming down the right hand side now. Frost getting down towards the byline. Can he get his cross in? He turns it in, but it's cleared away by Sutton. Ryan Jones has just cut in from the position on the right on this occasion, and he dragged his shot wide. But the game's going in little periods. The first 15 was mainly Aldershot. They couldn't score from 3 half chances. Sutton then forced a succession of corners and a bit of pandemonium in the Shots defence. Naddison pounced on that, and now it's Aldershot's turn to try and come back into this one. But at the moment they're drawing a blank. 40 minutes very nearly gone, Tim. Sutton United 1, Shots 0. Ball's out on the left with Ryan Jones. He's got support from Ollie Scott and also from Tetek. And how dearly the Shots would love to get themselves back level again before half time. Maidenhead United have equalised at Woking. I think Aldershot have to take care of their own business, but I think they'd prefer a draw in that one, Julian.
Yeah, that's a good result, but as you said, you can't rely on other teams, particularly at this stage of the season. It's now down to us to do something and get back into this game as quick as we can. Here's
Barham chasing a lost cause on the left hand side. It will go into touch. It will be a throw for Sutton in the right back position, but really unusual. We've had a lot of games this season end to end, and this one has literally been. And the frustrating thing, Julian, if it carries on like this for the final 5 minutes of the first half, is that Aldershot are going to have dominated 2 15-minute periods and not scored, and Sutton have just had 1 15-minute period where they were admittedly very effective, and they scored. So 1 or 2 other goals in the National League. Sorry.
Yeah, no, and that's the difference between the teams. You know, you've got to score the goals when you're on top, and that's the bit we're struggling with at the moment. You know, good possession. We're inside the Sutton half. All the players are inside the Sutton half, and we're looking to push forward.
On the left-hand side, Ryan Jones up against De Silva. 2 number 11s. De Silva on this occasion toes it into touch, throw into Shots, level with the penalty area. Over on the left side, Ryan Jones has got it, and they're setting up with the forwards coming. The centre-backs coming up. They're setting up for the long throw. Some games this season Shots do it, some they don't, and I presume that's largely related to how they measure up height-wise against the opposition. In it comes from Ryan Jones. It's headed away by a Sutton player only as far as Ollie Scott. He sends it up to Theo Widrington. He turns it around the corner. Maghoma's still up there. Huge boot through it from Sutton. Bounces once and into touch. No, it is Aldershot's throw. Just inside the Sutton half. They throw it back into their own half. And Theo Widrington picks up the ball inside the penalty area. Inside the centre circle, I beg your pardon. Tetek sends it across to Maghoma. Sends it out to the left to Ollie Scott, who looks to get past his man, can't. Loose ball runs kindly for Theo Widrington, who steers it back to Maghoma. Maghoma sends it across the back line to the deepest of the shots outfield players, Lucky Bird. He finds Tetek, and Tetek will just carry it and coax it further left to Maghoma. And Sutton have settled into a position out of possession where they say to Aldershot, we're going to make it very hard for you to break us down. They do look as if they're pretty well drilled. I'm not sure if they've received a different instruction or whether they've just accepted that Aldershot are on the front foot a bit at the moment. But here comes through the middle Tetek. Tries a pass, that's very easily dealt with. And the skipper, Tyler French, will go back to Sims, who sends a huge kick forward. That's one in the air by Maghoma. Theo Widrington wins just a couple of 50-50s, and then Lucky Bird's got the ball, plays it down the right side. Topolodge lifts it back in. Will Davis is momentarily interested, but it goes through to Dewhurst, who wheels it out to Ollie Scott, ball over the top. And Barrett, if he can get onto this, is he onside? He can't. It's good tracking back from the skipper, Tyler French, who didn't win it first time but certainly got onto it second. Sims chips it forward, chested down by Davies. Sutton have it and they're ahead 1-0 and not been too troubled, have they? But the home support take a little bit of pleasing here, one or two grumps and groans from them, mainly probably because they've not troubled Aldershot in the last 15 minutes. Here's Civvy taking on Bird, and the referee, consistent with how he's been throughout this game, blows for a free kick against Aldershot. Is he going to show
Looks like
a yellow
card for Bird, which I think is a little bit harsh.
Yeah, Civvy got away from him and he just had a momentary tug on his shirt. It's a little bit unfortunate for Bird, and I wonder if it's the referee just really thinking, well, we're almost at half time, I might have to show that I'm in control of the game. That's what it feels like to me. But you could do without that yellow card being picked up.
Yeah, it just puts a bit of pressure on Bird and makes them think twice now for the second half and the remaining minutes of this half as to what to do. It's quite a dangerous position. This Simp is going to curl a left-footed one into the box. In it comes, half cleared. We're going to have 3 added minutes. Here's De Silva onto loose ball. But Tetek's got a foot in. Frost, Aldershot have got 3 against 2 if they can find the right pass. Frost into Barrett. Barrett drills his shot low and it's wide. I thought he might have got a deflection for a corner, but he's not even got that. And Aldershot's best chance of the game goes begging. Frost carried it forward brilliantly, dropped it into Barrett. I thought he'd see the picture of what he wanted to do quickly. And when the shot came in, it was quite stifled, Julian, and I thought it must have been deflected behind for a corner, but it's a goal kick. Big disappointment there. Yeah, it's 3-on-2. Tyler Frost was bursting through the middle. Barham on the right, Barrett on the left. He chose Barrett. Barrett came in on his left foot and sort of just mishit it and scuffed it, and it ended up going wide for a goal kick. To be perfectly honest, we don't want another Aldershot Town hard luck story today. There's just been too many of them this season. I've been saying things as I always do as I see them, and there have been a lot of them. Oh, it's good dribble from Barham. Tries a little shot from distance, and do you know what? It's chested down just wide of his goal by Sims. A little bit of arrogance about that. It was only a foot wide, but he decided to chest it down just to mean that somebody from an Aldershot Town perspective was going to have to come and shut him down. Yeah, I like that arrogance from the keeper, actually. To be fair, it was almost to say, well, you chip me and you're not going to. So that was good. I like that. So Barrett will be frustrated that he's not
put shots level, or at least got a shot on target, or at least won a corner. I don't think there's anything wrong with Frost's ball. He carried it. I thought it was the right pass at the right time. Did you agree?
Yeah, he did well. I guess you do have to give credit to the Sutton defence. They, the two that were marking the three did the right thing, and in the end, the onus was on Barrett to make something of it.
He's an unselfish player, isn't he, Tyler Frost? Could easily have considered having a shot there. He's on the ball again now. Threads it out to the right-hand side for Jack Barham to chase. Holds it up. Turns inside. He's been dispossessed by Civvy. Sutton send it forward. Maghomer gets the knockdown, finds Theo Widdrington, who coasts onto it, exchanges passes with Lackey Bird. We're in the final 20 seconds now of the 3 added minutes. Ollie Scott in possession for the shots. Back to Maghomer. Maghomer out to Lackey Bird. Bird's going to take the ball just over halfway here, and then he goes back through Tetek. And there is the half-time whistle. Another frustrating half for the shots, where they've more than played their part, where they've had 4 or 5 half chances, but in a little flurry of pressure, Sutton United have crucially taken the lead through Ashley Naderson's goal in the 23rd minute. Half-time scoreline here at Gander Green Lane. Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Julian Walters.
Yeah, and to be fair to Sutton, they have been quite content in just sitting back and letting Aldershot have the ball. Possession-wise, I think, as you quite rightly put it, Rob.
Sorry, Julian, I'll just interrupt you because I think they're going to come to us for a half-time report. Sorry, and then we can talk some more. Yeah, 1-0 to Sutton at half-time, and a rather odd game in that you could split it pretty much into 3 15-minute periods, and agonisingly, Tim, the Shots have been the better team in the first 15 and the last 15 minutes, but they couldn't score. The best chance of the lot came on 45 plus 1. Aldershot on the transition, Frost carrying the ball forward. It was 3 against 2. I think he picked the right pass and the right man in Josh Barrett on the left side, but somehow or other Barrett got it a little bit caught under his feet. He didn't get his shot away cleanly, and he dragged it wide. In those opening 15 minutes, Barham had an opportunity to lob the stranded goalkeeper, but his shot was blocked, and then Frost had a shot blocked, and Ryan Jones dragged one wide. In between times, in that 15-minute spell in the middle of the half, Sutton looked very effective then, and Ashley Naderson pounced just inside the area to drill his shot past Marcus Dewhurst. Shots have got it all to do on the road again. They trailed by a goal at the break, Tim. Julian, coming back to you for your slightly more considered thoughts now on the first half.
Yeah, I think you put it really succinctly there. We have been largely dominant in the first part of the game and the last part of that first half, but we haven't been able to really test the goalkeeper, and that's what wins matches. The old saying that it's what happens in the boxes that counts, and we've had a few chances, and for me that chance for Barrett just before half time was a big chance. Did he make the right decision going on his left foot rather than cutting on his right? I don't know, but in the end he sort of scuffed it, and it just sort of tamely went past the post for a goal kick. But we are still in this one. We've got 45 minutes to go, and I think we need to link up the front two. As you pointed out in that first half, Barrett is playing much more alongside Barham, and the game is calling out for a bit of a change. I think Sutton would be ideal for this scenario, actually, to really get on and put the back three of Sutton under pressure, because largely so far the keeper and the back three have looked quite comfortable, and Sutton are quite happy to let Aldershot have the ball, and it's whether or not we can do anything with it in the second half that counts.
Yeah, it took us a little while, didn't it, just to clock that Aldershot were setting up slightly differently today, just in those forward positions. For me personally, it's all about opinions, isn't it, football, and it's only really those of the Aldershot Town management team that count, but if the Shots are going to play 2 up front, I'd like to see Stuttle out there for the pace and the physicality. But we shall see if any changes are made at half-time or as the second half progresses. A quick look at the other scorelines in the National League. Barnet lead Barnet at half-time. A Tyrese Shade goal for Eastleigh, who've just drifted back into a little bit of form in recent weeks after starting the season well and then dropping out of things. Barnet, though, you can never write off. Ebbsfleet 0, Dagenham Redbridge 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, Yeovil 1 in the West Country derby there. Shaw has put Yeovil ahead 7 minutes from half time. Hartlepool have levelled through Luke Waterfall against Oldham, who took the lead through Josh Lundstrom. Here at Gander Green Lane it's 1-0 to Sutton. Woking 1, Maidenhead United 1. Tristan Abrahams with the equaliser 6 minutes before half time after Ini Effiong's second goal for Woking in 3 games since joining from Braintree. York City 1, Gateshead 0, Marvin Armstrong with the goal. And the other games, Braintree Southend, Wealdstone Boston and Rochdale Altrincham, have all been called off today. That's it from Julian and myself for the first half. We'll see if we can get inside somewhere and thaw out for a couple of minutes, see if we can get some hot refreshment, and we'll be back with you in 7 or 8 minutes time. Okay, Sutton United back out on the pitch. Aldershot Town are already out there. Been out there a good couple of minutes actually. Still got the steady drizzle here at Gander Green Lane. And, the majority of the Shots fans over on the far side are undercover, other than perhaps 20 or so that are still queuing for a burger or a hot bit of refreshment at half time. 1-0 Sutton at half time. Shots have got the kick off here. Julian is still bravely queuing for some hot drinks for us, and we'll get the second half underway. The Shots, one change since they kicked off the first half. Dan Ellison going off after 14 minutes after coming together with Civi. Head injury. He looked okay, but they took no chances and took him off. Lucky Bird came on. Here's a ball forward from Sutton. Dewhurst just drifts to the edge of his box and he'll get it under control. He's in goal. Scott Maghomer and now a Lucky Bird, the 3 centre backs. Ryan Jones, Tetek, Widrington and Aaron Jones across the middle. Frost and Barrett. Or Frost rather, the number 10. Barrett and Barham been pushing up quite high as 2 strikers. Here's De Silva winning the ball. Ollie Scott sends it forward, headed away by Sutton, only as far as Tetek. Oh, he's fouled by Ashley Naddison, the scorer of the Sutton United goal in the 23rd minute today. A little bit late there on Tetek, who gets up and he's okay. I think he asked the referee, Ruben Ricardo, a question. His stats, by the way, 4 games, 26 yellows and 1 red in the National League. He's refereed a few other leagues and levels this season as well. There's Frost fouling over on the far side, and just in front of the Shots fans, 10 yards inside their own half, Sutton United have a free kick, and Besart Topoloj is going to take it. Forward it comes. It's flicked on by Davies, but only into the path of Maghomer, who clears it forward. Barham, lovely header out to the right, finds Frost. I think into the middle. I think Barrett's offside. He is, and would you believe it? He hits the foot of the post anyway. And I could see that he'd crept into an offside position. In fairness, the assistant referee put his flag up fairly quickly. Frost just says something to Barrett. I don't know, he's just a fraction off, just try and stay on side. Free kick then to Sutton to be taken by their goalkeeper Jack Sims, 10 yards outside of his area. That slight drift of the wind is from left to right. De Silva gets in now, sends a cross in. That's pretty high and pretty wide and behind the goal. Poor end product there from Dylan De Silva. He apologises to his teammates, but Sutton still lead this one by 1-0. Wow, I was really wary, listeners, I didn't want to over describe how many Shots fans were over on the far side, and I said I thought it might be 400. I was way out. It's an astonishing 587 in an overall crowd I think I heard of 2013. What a wonderful showing on a wet, cold, miserable New Year's Day from the Shots faithful. Will they get something to cheer in this second half? A goal, a point, maybe more than one of either would be nice. Here's Ollie Scott playing the ball forward. He's caught a little bit late, but he's up and he's okay. Sutton have got the ball in their own half. Ryan Jones is kind of locked on. Julian is back and he's just hurdling the last chair now. Great work, sir. With some kind of hot drink, and as I take it off him, the lid comes off. But I think I've got it back on again. Ball's bouncing around. Maghomer clears into touch. Now, Julian, I don't know if you heard that announcement. We were estimating the number of Aldershot Town fans. They throw in Sutton here on halfway. I said to you at half-time I was a bit wary of over-egging the number, and I thought it might be a bit high with 400. Did I hear correctly? 587?
I'm sorry, Rob, I didn't hear it in all the melee, but it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, there's a really good healthy. It's full, and there's a few restricted columns there which people are having to look behind, so that shows you how full that little stand is.
Yeah, well, good work from Julian off air to fetch the hot drinks. We queued up together, to be fair, listeners, for a while, but it became evident that we weren't going to get to the front of that queue before the second half, and Julian stood out there in the rain and waited, and has delivered the goods. Can the Shots deliver the goods? Sutton United's lineup for the second half is as the first. Similar formation to Shots. Jack Sims in goal. Topolodge, Muller and French the back three. Civi, Simper, Barbrook and De Silva across the middle. And then Jack Wadham and Ashley Naddison supporting Will Davies up top. There's a good header down from Barham inside. Frost can't get onto it. Ball down the left. Barrett chases. He's onside. Tries the early ball in. Oh, it's just cut out by the number 15 Hayden Muller. Just as Aldershot looked quite potent there on the forward pass. Good bravery from Ollie Scott. The ball comes off him though. Throw into Sutton United, who may be ahead, and they may argue deservedly, but for me, I think Aldershot had more chances and the lion's share of possession and territory in the first half, but that, unfortunately, Julian, is just a sob story.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is 1-0, and we were talking at half-time about having to do something different, perhaps. And there was a good opportunity there with Barrett getting free down the left-hand side. He did the right thing. He put the ball in straight away. But as the game has gone through, Sutton have been able to clear it every time. So we need to be looking to do a little bit more of that.
Here's Sutton from their own throw. And the skipper well forward, Tyler French. Shots pressing hard out of possession to try and win the ball back, and it goes into touch off of Ollie Scott again, and Aldershot Town Football Club historian Peter Stanford says that the BBC website says the referee is Carl Brook, and that actually is correct, Pete. The information I got was from the programme rather than the team sheet, and the programme is a double programme for Tamworth and Aldershot, and it is indeed Carl Brook who's refereeing today. We'll get his stats up in due course. He's shown just the one yellow in the first half, and that was to Lucky Bird, who's come on for Dan Ellison. Sutton have got a free kick now, level with the right hand edge of the penalty area, almost a penalty area away. Standing by for an update to our radio listeners shortly. Lewis Simper stands over that, and Sutton understandably not in any real hurry as it stands. The points are in their pocket, all three of them, and it's up to Aldershot to try and wrestle it off of them. Simper sends in the ball, bounces in a corridor of uncertainty, and then it's lifted over the bar at the far post by Will Davies. Yeah, it's still 1-0 to Sutton. We are only 7 3/4 minutes into the second half, and they still lead thanks to that 23rd minute goal from Ashley Nadesan. But Tim, the only other point of note at this stage is that there's an astonishing 587 Aldershot Town fans over on the far side. I'm not normally too far out with my estimates, but I was hopelessly low today. I think there might be another section in a sort of open slab area away to the left that I didn't consider. But stay with us as Ollie Scott approaches the edge of the area, and Sutton look to clear it away, and they might even counter themselves here. The shots trailing by a goal, still to nil. Lucky Bird's there to tidy things up. Can they produce a moment or moments for the 587 over on the far side? Not to mention Julian alongside me. 53 and a half minutes gone, Tim. Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Aldershot in possession in their own half. Tetek to Maghoma, and out further right to Lucky Bird. Julie and I were talking in the queue for hot refreshments, and we said the next goal is massive, and sometimes it's obvious and it often feels like an understatement, but it's so true. If Aldershot can score, and then Maghoma's being dragged down here by Will Davies, and the Sutton fans don't like it, but well positioned the referee, and Maghoma, who's not adverse to a bit of pushing and pulling himself, was clearly being dragged to the ground there. Julian?
Yeah, I think that was a fair one. Davies was tugging away, and in the end it went in Aldershot's favour, but a right decision. Barrett's just on the ball now.
Yeah, Barrett drifting it into the path of Aaron Jones, who's going down the right. He's pulled it back to the edge of the area to Tetek. Will he get a shot away? No, he's unselfish. He squares it out. Barrett feeds Aaron Jones again, sends the cross in. One in the air by Muller. Tetek's got it. Sutton fans are saying to their players, get out, but Aldershot have still got the ball on the edge of their final third. Tetek now drifts the ball in. Chested down by Barrett into the path of Aaron Jones in. Touch towards goal by Jack Barham, and turned behind by the feet of Jack Sims. And the shots as an attacking force in the second half have arrived. Julian, 10 minutes in, corner to the shots.
Excellent chance. They've taken a quick corner already.
Yeah, here's Ryan Jones whipping it in left footed, headed up in the air. Tyler Frost volley. He's leaning back, gets it wrong, but it's worth a shot from the edge of the area. Goal kick to Sutton. 1-0 to Sutton. 55 minutes gone. Julian?
Yeah, that was an excellent chance. Barham was found in the penalty box, actually just around about the 6-yard effort. Got a shot away. Keeper did make an excellent save, to be fair to him, and managed to get a foot to it, and it went out for a corner. But we've started the first 10 minutes very similar to the last 10 of the first half. The shots are mainly dominating their possession, and Sutton seem quite content to just hold their shape and positions, and effectively just on the counter at the moment.
Towering header from Maghoma. Barrett flicks it into the path of Frost, who runs out of pitch, but Sutton had the last chance, and Ryan Jones will take a throw in on halfway and go back to Scott. It goes back to Maghoma and then gives it back to Scott, who's now going to send the ball down, and Barham flicks it on with his head. He'll chase his own pass, but I don't think he'll get there. And how long will the shots management team take to make a change? Do they need to make a change as well? I mean, your thoughts on that, Julian? And Dan Allison, by the way, up and about with a puffer jacket on. He's absolutely fine, and he's looked fine. I think it's the head injury protocols which are the reason he had to go off.
Yeah, it's a shame because he really wanted to stay on, but the rules there, and it's done for a reason. And we've got Lucky Bird that can come on and be an adequate replacement for sure. Referee's
an off the ball foul there by Ollie Scott on Dylan De Silva, and it's rare that the referee would give them today, but he's going to book Ollie Scott as well. Meanwhile, that Sutton player didn't have the ball. He was just trying to show for it. What's your thoughts on that one, Julian Walters?
A bit of a strange one, actually. I think the ref on the whole has had a good game, but he's handed out a couple of cards for like similar situation for Bird at the end of the first half, where it seemed a little bit harsh. But I think he's just trying to again stamp his authority on the game and just make sure that it doesn't get out of hand. But Sutton have got a good position to get one into the box here. We're holding a defensive line on the edge of the box, and Simper's going to pop a left-footed curler in, I think.
Yeah, Simper sends it in, bounces once. There's a very slight touch on it. I'm not sure who from, but Dewhurst waited and got onto it. He rolls it out to Aaron Jones now. I tell you what, when Aldershot have tried an early ball through the middle today, with any height on it, Sutton have lapped up everything, haven't they? And I know Barham competes really well in the air for one, relatively diminutive in height, but that's food and drink to the Sutton centre backs, isn't it?
Yeah, the three Sutton centre backs are comfortable in the air. They're a good height, good physique, and they're lapping everything up at the moment. And even Barbrook, who's on the ball now for Sutton in the centre circle, he's a big tall lad, and he's sort of just sitting in front of them at the moment, and that's something we need to work out. Yeah, Tetek isn't naturally an advanced forward. I think that's Frost's position there to be trying to get in between the Barbrook and the back three to see if he can make things happen.
We are in the 60th minute. Ollie Scott's got to be careful. He's given another free kick away over on the left side. He can't believe why. He's just received a yellow card, and he needs to be a little bit careful. This one is half the depth of the penalty area, but just to the right side of it, a couple of yards out. It's a really dangerous position. As this ball comes in, any kind of contact near the goal could see it end up in the net, and you do feel if Sutton were to score again now with just less than 30 minutes left, it would be a long way back for Aldershot Town to get anything out of this game. But it is 1-0. An hour has gone now. Again, Simper's there, left-footed option, De Silva the right-footed option, and it comes in low and hard, and it deflects off of Theo Widrington, and I would say probably hits Dewhurst more than he saved it, and thankfully Aldershot clear it away to safety. But it's the exact ball you want in a free kick like that, low and hard, as they say. Yeah,
Simper really did well there. He knocked in the ball with a bit of pace on it, took a deflection off of an Aldershot defender, and as you said, more sort of hit Dewhurst, but he was in the right position to make the save, and thankfully it got out of danger.
Here's an effort from distance, a pretty weak one from Jack Wadham, who's been relatively, I'd say, insignificant for Sutton today. I don't feel like I've mentioned him too much in commentary. One of the Sutton players comes back from a warm-up, and Aldershot have the ball. Good touch by Frost, and he sends it into the path of Barrett, edge of the area. Footwork, but he's shown out wide. He comes back now to Aaron Jones. He just holds it up, and Sutton have got back into their out of possession shape, which Aldershot threatened to break there. Here's Tetek, he's carrying it forward. Now he'll send it into the path of Ollie Scott. Scott will find Ryan Jones, who's up against De Silva. He looks to get past him. De Silva puts it into touch. Throw in to the shot. 61 and a half minutes gone.
Yeah, Ryan Jones is causing a few problems down this left-hand side for De Silva, and he's just taking the throw in now in a position just alongside the penalty box line. But yeah, Shots need to make something of this.
Yeah, Widrington gives it back to Jones, and then Jones runs out of room on the touchline, and it ends up there, and it will be a throw to Sutton United, who are already, as you'd expect, with a side managed by a Nousey former Football League striker in Steve Morrison. They're not rushing anything because they don't need to, and as every minute ticks by, they get closer to securing all 3 points. Cameron Hargreaves completes a warm-up. Will we see his introduction? I just think most desperately of all, I think Aldershot needs an injection of power and pace up top.
Yeah,
and I think they need to give Stuttle a run today, but it looks to me like it's James Henry who's receiving instructions and getting stripped. Aldershot give the ball away. Oh, that's a late tackle on Tetek, and the referee says it's fine, and then let's play go on. And I think he's wrong, the referee there. Sutton coming down the left edge of the area. Wadham shoots, parried, followed up, blocked again. Hard challenge from Aaron Jones, and right in front of the referee. I think he missed a foul there on Tetek. Barrett thinks he's been fouled as well now, and still Sutton United come forward, and then they win a free kick over on the far side, and Richard Dryden turns to the fourth official. I think the Shots can consider themselves a little bit harm done by there, at least once or twice. Tetek has continued to complain about the foul on him, and he's just had a yellow card waved in front of his face. Julian.
Yeah, it's getting a bit spicy. There's been a few tackles going in. The Shots were really disgruntled at that first tackle from Tetek. He was, in my opinion, completely taken out.
On Tetek, yeah.
And he was just taken out there, and that sort of led to a few tackles going in, and eventually a free kick's been given to Sutton, which again, Simper's on the ball. He's going to swing a left-footed effort into the box, which is going to cause us problems. But yeah, we've got to be careful of the temperament here. We don't want any more yellows and reds.
The referee's going to come now, is he, and show a yellow to Josh Barrett as well, who thinks he was fouled. The problem is, Julian, the free kick wasn't given against Tetek, and it wasn't given against for Tetek or Barrett, and as frustrating as that is, they have to accept that. They've now got needless yellow cards, and Aldershot's yellow card count is up to 4.
I was going to say the same thing. You know, you've got to keep your mouth shut. The ref's quite happy to wave the cards if you have a go at him.
In comes the free kick. That's going to drift by everybody and into touch. It'll be a throw into Aldershot in the left back position.
But what I'm hoping it will do, Rob, is it will galvanise the players. They've got the bit between their teeth now. They really do want to get something going. The crowd has got louder as well, and actually looks like a double substitution coming up, Rob.
Yeah, it's going to be Hargreaves and Henry coming on for the Shots. Here's Maghomer clearing up towards Barrett, who steers it first time into the path of Aaron Jones, who comes over the halfway line. Now, still the steady drizzle comes down. Still, the 587 Shots fans over on the far side haven't really had a big moment to cheer today. Here they come on the right touchline with Frost. Plays it to Barrett, tries to get his ball in. Barham tries to get a little deft effort in. It's half cleared, only as far as Aaron Jones, who continued his run. There's a little bit of holding between Bird and Will Davies, who are both giving their as good as they've got. Aldershot still wait to make the substitution. Theo Widrington in possession inside his own half. Finds Ollie Scott. The clock ticks on. 66 minutes gone now, just 24 left. It's tight, but the Shots trail. And referee, who hasn't had a bad game overall, has seen fit now to show 4 yellow cards to Aldershot Town players. 2 of those because free kicks weren't given. And now Tyler Frost's going to get one for a foul on halfway. and the referee, whose stats I've still got to look up, has shown 5 yellows to Aldershot Town players, and none, I don't think, to Sutton.
Yeah, and it's not been that sort of game. Yeah, the Shots players have been riled by those decisions over the last couple of minutes, but I think we can, we can take heart from that in the sense that we've got the players are up for this now. The players are up, the crowd are up for it. Henry's just come on, Hargreaves is just coming on. Looks like Barrett's gone off, I think, for Henry.
Yeah, Barrett has gone off on the far side, and James Henry has come on. And Lackey Bird, who came on as a sub, is now going off, as Aldershot are going to throw a little bit of caution to the wind, the rain, and everything. Hargreaves on for Bird. So let's see how this one sets up. I think that Aaron Jones may come into the back three. Let's keep an eye on that. I think Henry's going to attack more in a wide right position, is he?
I'm thinking that Theo Widrington may drop into the back three.
Yeah, I think he has, I think he has. Ball out to the left-hand side, headed back inside by Sutton. And Simper's almost onto it. Hargreaves has won the ball already, and he sends it out to the right-hand side where Jack Barham scampers after it, but he can't get on it. Still the steady rain and drizzle falls. And in the National League elsewhere, Woking have taken the lead against Maidenhead, and Maidenhead have now had a red card. Here's Sims in possession in front of his own goal. Dagenham and Redbridge are 2-0 up at Ebbsfleet, and Hartlepool have come from behind to lead Oldham. Shots still haven't managed a goal today. They do score most weeks. They haven't had too many blanks this season. They're going to need at least one to get anything out of this game today. They trail by 1-0, 68.5 minutes gone. Sutton have won the ball just inside the Aldershot Town half, and Aldershot looking to win it back now. And yeah, it's still 1-0 to Sutton. And the Shots have just lost a bit of composure, really, when they didn't get a couple of free kicks. Descent has bought about 2 more bookings. A foul from Frost has bought another. And somehow they've had 5 yellow cards, Tim, to Sutton United's 0. And they've just made a double change. Cameron Hargreaves is on. And he's come on for Lackey Bird, who's a centre-back. We think Theo Widrington has dropped into the back three. And James Henry has come on for Josh Barrett. It's getting a bit spicy, a bit fruity, but the Shots need something, and they've got 21 minutes left to find it. 1-0 Sutton. Sutton in possession inside their own half now. We're in the 70th minute. Ball forward. It's cut out by Maghomer, who looked to clear it forward and sliced it into the main stand here. It's looking to be another frustrating day on their travels for the Shots, who will argue that this has been pretty tight, and we might even argue that they've had the more chances, the better chances. But the brutal reality is they are trailing the game 1-0 to Sutton United, who are a little bit like Forest Green a couple of weeks ago, just seem to know how to get a result, and they're not necessarily at their best. Here they are on the edge of the Shots area. It's given away, dragged back across, and nobody could get contact from either side. Sutton have kept it in over on the far side, sending the cross over to the right. Has that gone out of play? Yes, it has. It's a goal kick to the Shots, and they're starting, Julian, to run out of time. Of course, doesn't matter when they score as long as they get one, but a win's starting to look less and less likely, and that would take it to 2 wins in 19.
Yes, the subs are warming up again, but Sutton have come back into it a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Will Davis up front has just had an
Shots of onto the ball on halfway with James Henry. Shifts it out to the left side where Frost gets it, but he's got a couple of Sutton players on him. Tries a clever little turn, plays the ball off of the Sutton player into touch. Shots can now get up the field a little bit. Ryan Jones takes it, exchanges passes with Ollie Scott, keeps possession. tremendously confident player in possession of the ball, Ryan Jones, and he looks like he's on the edge of something all the time. Just need a little bit more end product, don't they, from him? And they need to get on the end of some of his crosses too. Here's Aldershot in possession. Hargreaves finds Tetek. Tetek turns it forward looking for Frost. And Dylan De Silva, who's been more of a defensive wing back, hasn't he? In this, for much of the game, to be honest. Sutton are going to make a change. They're calling somebody back to bring them on. I think they recognise that they might be just a little bit too passive in this game. And they've only got 5 subs today. They have got a few out, most notably Coley. Here's Sims in possession, shut down by James Henry, and he tries a pass, and all the crowd shout no, but they get away with it, Sutton. And here's Maghoma, clears it forward out to the left side. Sutton win it as soon as it's in the air. They're winning everything. Maghoma again can only head towards touch, and as every minute passes it gets that little bit more frustrating for the shots. 72.5 minutes gone, and really Barham steering that ball towards goal that Sims turned behind for a corner is their only real chance of the second half, Julian, and so they can have no complaints really there. They're caught napping a little bit, and Nadesan sends a ball in to the penalty area. Shot is dragged wide by Jack Wadham, and Aldershot Town will have another goal kick. And as much as I said that Barham's effort turned behind for a corner was Aldershot's only effort the second half, Sutton haven't been too prolific either. Finally, Julian, we're going to see Mr. Stuttle with 17 minutes left.
Yeah, we were calling out for this game. I think this is his game. Unfortunately, he's only got 17 plus injury time to affect it. But yeah, let's see what he can do. He'll come on in the next break of play. Sutton will also make a change as well. They're looking to bring on Ransom, probably a defender. Good knockdown from Nadesan into the path of De Silva. Scott goes down. He's fouled, I think, but the ball runs to Theo Widrington, who turns it back to Dewhurst. Huge kick from him out to the left. Sutton deal with it, but only as far as Cameron Hargreaves, who tries to stab it with his first touch inside, but it only goes to a Sutton player. De Silva feeds Nadesan. Nadesan sends the cross in, and it's steered over the goal by Will Davies. And Sutton's change is going to be Ransom, Harry Ransom, the centre back. And Jack Barham is going to come off as well. Aldershot making the change first. Johnny Stuttle coming on for the shots. Didn't manage to get on against Woking, but he will give Aldershot a little bit of renewed pace and strength. And for Sutton, they are taking off their right wing back Dylan De Silva and putting on number 5 Harry Ransom, who is a centre back. They are trying to secure the win. They're trying to nail it down. Yeah, and it's been a bit of a pattern. Sutton are quite content to let Aldershot have the ball, and I think they're really just, I wouldn't say they're holding out for the win, but they're still looking dangerous on the break. But this is an opportunity for us to get to Stuttle into the game and to put a bit of pressure on the back four, because there hasn't there hasn't been enough pressure on their back three so far this afternoon in my eyes.
That's Julian Walters. I'm Rob Worrell, and we're coming to you via BBC Surrey online this afternoon from Gander Green Lane, or the VBS Community Stadium if you prefer to call it that. 587 Shots fans over on the far side have had very little to cheer, despite the constant efforts of their side today. Sutton have just been dogged and robust, and Aldershot have tried to create, but they've struggled. Here's Frost in possession, finds Aaron Jones. Jones back to Maghoma. Maghoma down the right touch. It's a lovely ball. Chased now by Frost on the right. Sends his cross in. It's cleared up in the air by Sutton. And into touch. Corner or throw?
Yeah, I think it's gone for a corner, Rob. And that's just the ball we need.
I'm not sure if it's a corner
it is
or
a throw.
I think it will be a throw. No, it is a corner. Wasn't a clear signal from the assistant referee on the far side.
But that's just the ball we need. A beautiful ball down the right hand side, early cross in. Sutton's back three were facing their own goal and they had to clear it away. That's what we need.
Pushing and pulling. Don't get too involved, Christian. In it comes. Headed away by Sutton to the edge of the area. Falls loose to Tetek. Good first touch. Now we'll send it back out to Ryan Jones. He's on his left foot. He's into the penalty area. Pulls it back. And James Henry shoots, and you can tell from the reaction of the home faithful that one went up and over and didn't trouble Jack Sims. And more frustration for the shot. 77 minutes, very nearly gone. 1-0 Sutton.
Yeah, James Henry's probably his first touch, to be fair to him. Just leaning back slightly, and of course everybody knows that if you lean back and you're having a shot from the edge of the box, it's likely to go high and wide, and of course that's what happened. But Sutton are still just sort of quite content to let Aldershot have the ball and have the occasional chance.
Lovely jump from Ollie Scott, and Aldershot clear it forward, and Stuttle puts a little bit of pressure onto the back of Hayden Muller and forces him to put it into touch when he might have cleared it forward, and that's subtle from Stuttle, but it does the job.
Oh, I love that, Rob. But yeah, that's what we need. We need to put the back three under pressure, and for all our possession, as I've said it a few times, we haven't done that.
Jones with an early cross. Oh, it's towed back, looking for his goalkeeper by, I think it's Civi over there on the far side, and he puts it behind the goal, and shots just get their third, or is it fourth? Yeah, fourth corner of the day. Thank you very much. Statman sat next to me. It's 5 for Sutton, and 4 now for shots. Ryan Jones going over to the far side, and 78 minutes are up. We're into the 79th. Ryan Jones going to send in a left-footed corner. In it comes, half cleared. Stuttle was there, but he couldn't get anything on it. Scott and Hargreaves exchange passes. Here's Hargreaves getting his head down, running towards the penalty area. He's overrun it, but so too has Sutton player. Recovers well and steers it out for a throw rather than a corner. Taken quickly, chested down by Ollie Scott. James Henry. And Ollie Scott tries to get a ball in. It's half cleared by Sutton. Theo Widdrington's the deepest outfield player. He chases it now. Finds Ryan Jones. He tricks and turns his man Civi. And now finds Aaron Jones, who clips a ball in, looking for Stuttle. Oh, and it's towed back towards his keeper successfully on this occasion. And then the keeper picks it up. Surely that was a back pass, no?
Looked like it to me.
What was that if it wasn't a back pass? I've got to ask the question, but Aldershot Town get themselves into position. They don't dwell on it. And Forest Green Rovers have levelled against Yeovil, who are also a man down. Barnet have levelled against Eastleigh. Callum Stead with the goal. Aldershot coming down the left now with Johnny Stuttle. Sends a ball into the penalty area to Frost. Frost pulls it back. It's cleared only as far as Hargreaves. He tries a shot from a long way out. Jones is onto a loose ball. He's to the edge of the penalty area now. He's dragged down. Is that a penalty? Is that a foul? Nothing given. Again, Sutton clear forward. Aldershot win the ball back. Referee says play on. He's letting it flow well. I'll give him his due there. Wokin's second goal was scored by Harry Beautyman today. Here's Ryan Jones sending the ball forward for Ollie Scott. That's asking a lot. Can he get across? And he can. It's missed. Followed up. Shot on target. Comes clear. And then Johnny Stuttle shoots towards goal, but it's deflected behind. Heroic defending from Sutton United. The goalkeeper Sims is down. I literally thought, Julian, as it came out to Stuttle, 4 yards out, he just went to stroke it in the corner, but somebody, and it might well have been Sims, threw himself in front of it and deflected it behind.
What a chance that was. A beautiful run down the left-hand side from Ollie Scott. Put a first-time ball in, right into that corridor of uncertainty. Goalie wasn't sure what to do. James Henry arrived in his usual fashion. Shot saved expertly well by the goalkeeper. Stuttle was there to follow up. Goalie again threw himself in front of it, and he's now looking a bit worse for wear, to be fair, but he managed to prevent a certain goal there, and what a chance that was, Rob. That I thought was the moment where we were going to equalise. It's gone out for a corner now, but they're just looking at the goalkeeper there, Stims, to give him some potential help. It looks like a head injury, actually.
Yeah, he was very brave. Stuttle must have thought he was strolling up to it to just tuck it into the goal. for his first shots goal, but brave goalkeeping from Jack Sims, who hasn't had too much to do in terms of saves all afternoon, but a crucial double block there from Henry and Sutton.
I just feel like we are knocking on the door now, and we've got 9 minutes plus injury time. It's now or never, isn't it? We've got to really throw caution to the wind. I'm not sure we'll change formation, but again, Sutton have been quite happy to.
I don't think they
sit
need
back.
to now. Aldershot are on top again, and unfortunately, Julian, I hate to say it, but I've got to call it as it is. They've been on top for the bigger chunks of this match, but Sutton have scored, Aldershot haven't, and at the moment they're heading home, albeit not too far this afternoon, with absolutely nothing. But they're still knocking on the door, as Julian says. There's at least 8 minutes left. That's what the clock says now, but we've had a stoppage in play of 2 or 3 minutes here already for Sutton, the Sutton goalkeeper. And
I'm not sure they've got a goalie on the bench.
Oh yes, they have. Matt Kirby is a goalkeeper, the number 31. They do only have 5 players on the bench, Sutton. Not able to call upon the services of their second top scorer, Josh Coley, at the moment.
Goalie's still lying on his back, not looking like he's getting up anytime soon.
Not a lot we can say, really. We can't see what's happened. He's really not moving too far. He's sat up now and getting a little bit of attention. They won't want to have to change goalkeepers here.
Goalie is stripping off actually here in front of us, Rob.
Looks like he is gonna come on then. Matt Kirby it is. And it's been a cold, wet and windy and frustrating afternoon for the Shots so far. We've got no goals and no points at the moment, but it's not over yet.
What a great opportunity to put this new goalie under pressure from the corner. Be interesting to see how he handles that pressure, because looks like he is definitely coming on now, and the first thing he's going to have to do is to line up for a corner. So the obvious answer here would be to swing one in right underneath the bar, Rob.
Yeah, why not? He's 22-year-old Matt Kirby. They've had a number of goalkeepers in the squad at the start of the season. I think they had 4 at one point, more even than Aldershot. Good luck to Pat Nash, who's back in goal, I think, for Sholing today. And I saw a photograph on Facebook earlier on, one of the Shots fans who'd gone to watch that game. Can't remember where it was. Okay, I'm going to update our radio listeners now. Yeah, well, Tim, look, don't be fooled by the fact that it's 84 minutes and 34 seconds gone, still 1-0, because we've had a stoppage in play here for the last 4.5-5 minutes as a brave double save from the Sutton keeper, Jack Sims. Henry strode onto the ball in the penalty area and got his shot away, but he managed to block that. It came back to Johnny Stuttle, the Bournemouth loanee, who stepped up 4 yards out and must have thought he's going to get his first Shots goal. But Sims stood up bravely, blocked it again behind for a corner, and that was fully 5 minutes ago. And we're just now going to see Matt Kirby come on, the number 31 for Sutton. The Shots still no goals, and at the moment heading home with no points, Tim. But we've got 5 minutes plus probably another 5, 6, 7 or 8 to add to that. And the Shots have got a corner. If you've got time, you might just be able to stay with us for the corner, because it's about to be taken. You never know. Might bring the Shots a bit of luck. Referees just having a word about a bit of pushing and pulling. There's a lot of players in that penalty area. Everything that the Shots have thrown into the area all day has been headed clear. Can they prevail this time? And it comes, and it's into the side netting. Poor delivery from Ryan Jones. Goal kick to Sutton. Matt Kirby will take without having that to make a save. And we plough on. Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 0. Disappointing delivery that time from Ryan Jones.
Just when we needed a really good delivery under the bar, he's he's not quite done that to the best. It's not the best delivery of the day, and it's gone into the side netting.
Theo Widrington wins the ball in the air. Frost jumps a little bit blindly, turns away from the ball, and the referee gives a free kick. Frost, he just turned his head away at the last minute. How is that a foul, Julian?
Yeah, it's a tough one to call, that one. I really don't understand that, but I guess because he wasn't actually looking at the ball.
Is that deemed to be dangerous to do that? To not be looking at the ball?
I think he wasn't looking at the ball when he jumped.
The applause you can hear is for the injured Sutton United goalkeeper Jack Sims. It would appear to be a shoulder injury, the way he's got his arm on the shoulder of one of the hooded medical team. Not a happy ending to his afternoon, despite the fact he has played his part, albeit only 2 or 3 times in a clean sheet. Here's Sutton on the attack down the left-hand side. Aldershot lost the momentum they had. Curling effort from distance is parried up in the air by Dewhurst. Really good effort, and then Aldershot send it forward down the right side. Stuttle goes for it. Sims clears it up and into touch. Terrific effort that. Well saved by Dewhurst, it has to be said. Again, he had good eyes on it, didn't he?
Yeah, it wasn't going either side of him. It was right at him. So as long as he got his hands to the ball, it was never going to go in. But followed up with a long pass through to the back, and Johnny Stuttle's looking up for this. He's looking to cause as much trouble as he can in these last few minutes.
Yeah, shots have the ball on the left side with Jones and Scott, and now Tetek. Tetek inside to Hargreaves. Hargreaves will work it to Henry, who's quite deep at the moment. Drifts it out to Frost. Frost pings it out to the right, where it's really hard hit at Aaron Jones, who got a little bit caught out by that, and it hits his heel and goes into touch in front of the Burger Grill, where still there's 1 or 2 people queuing in it, but
hope they're not queuing from half time.
I hope so too. 88 and a half minutes gone on the clock, but listeners, there's got to be at least, I would have thought, 6 or 7 added minutes. There's a ball bouncing around. The pitch has stood up really well this afternoon. It's been rained on the whole time, and it's still in excellent condition, isn't it, Julian? But the shots have just got to keep going and hope they can find something late on to lift spirits and to stick a point on the total, because otherwise they're going to be looking over their shoulders again at other results. They've been clinging on to 17th and 18th position for a while in the National League with the wrong scores. Theo Winch can only head it into the path of Nadesan. Nadesan squares it. Very good touch coming back towards his own guy by Aaron Jones, and then an effort skied over the top by Simper. And Aldershot are probably only going to get one more chance, if that. Maxi Mullins is going to come on now as well, whether that'll just be for perhaps, I don't know, Tyler Frost at this point, I don't know. Huge kick from Dewhurst is picked up by a Sutton player, cut out by Mag Homer. Tetek's won it, back to Theo Widrington. Scott finds Ryan Jones, he's lost, he's dragged back, he ends up on the floor. Referee says nothing wrong, no foul. Ollie Scott's fouled from behind by Ashley Nadesan.
Ollie Scott's done well there. He's got himself in between Nadesan and the ball, and he's fallen over and made it a really easy decision for the referee.
Sutton United led 1-0 in the last home game and got hit by a late sucker punch double from Tamworth. It was a bit earlier than this, it has to be said. And they're looking for their 4th win in 5. It was a good call on Frost. Frost off, Mullins on, just to create a little bit of chaos late on.
Mullins has gone straight up top alongside Stuttle with Henry just in behind.
Yeah, here's Dewhurst with a huge free kick forward, cut out by Sutton, played forward to Ollie Scott. Scott's cartwheeled in the air by Nadesan, and the referee hasn't given a free kick again. And Ollie Scott, who's been really brave this afternoon, and the referee comes over and shows concern for him. He was literally caught by the Sutton player and cartwheeled in the air, and the referee didn't give a free kick for it.
Yeah, Ollie was jumping from a standing start, whereas Naderson...
He's trying to let it go, isn't he, when he can?
Yeah, Naderson was running full pelt into that. It probably, on reflection, did look a bit worse than it was.
Here's Ryan Jones clipping the ball forward down the left side. Stuttle goes down. Referee's well placed to spot a free kick. Okay, all hands on deck. Dewhurst walks up to the centre circle. Ollie Scott's the deepest outfield player. Ryan Jones is going to send this ball in. Maghoma is up there. Aaron Jones is up there. Henry, Bird, everybody in it comes. Little bit of whip on it, headed away as it has been all afternoon by Sutton, into touch. Henry sprints over to get to it. We're 92 minutes in. I didn't see the added time. Eight added minutes. 8 plus 8. We're 2 minutes into it. Aldershot with the ball on the right hand side. Henry it is. He's up against his man. Can he get a cross in? It's deflected wide. Punched behind. Corner to Aldershot Town. Sutton complain that the goalkeeper Matt Kirby, who's come on, the 22-year-old, for these last 10 minutes or so, was impeded. Nothing given. And Aldershot Town have another corner. It's their sixth. Their fifth, sorry, of the afternoon. Their sixth. Ryan Jones sends it in. Missed by everybody. Goes to the far post to Hargreaves. Will he send it back in? No, he goes back to Scott. It's half cleared again. Hargreaves onto it inside the penalty. Shoots. It's there! His first ever goal for Aldershot Town. It's been coming all season and he deserves it. And he runs over to the Shots fans to celebrate. They don't deserve to be losing this game. And they're level in the 93rd minute through Cameron Hargreaves. Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 1.
Super strike from Cameron Hargreaves there. Ball came across from a corner. It went right through to the other side. Hargreaves picked it up, worked his way into the box, shot low and hard underneath the goalkeeper. 1-1. He celebrated with the supporters. Come on, the Shots.
Is it going to be nervous few 4 minutes or so for Sutton United, who will have been triggered now memories of what happened against Tamworth, where they led for much of the game and then got turned around? Can Aldershot score again? Thank goodness they've had a moment for the 587, Julian. And there's a good headed winner by Hargreaves, helps it on to Mullins. Mullins finds Hargreaves. Theo Witherington with the ball out to the left to Ryan Jones. And we're going to update our radio listeners. Ryan Jones with the ball in, half cleared, only as far as Hargreaves. Hargreaves back to Ryan Jones on the left edge of the penalty area, tries to jink his way in and he can't, and he's lost it, but he's won it back again. And he's being fouled, does he? No, he makes his way to the byline, and that will be a goal kick to Sutton. Jones was pulled over, or fell over, and it's gone behind, and Shots who got huge momentum. I think we're going to update our radio listeners about the goal when they come to us, so I won't come to you, Julian. Goal at Gander Green Lane, goal for Aldershot. Just letting the radio guys know. And goal kick, yes. They're playing it out on the radio, even better. Okay, huge goal kick from Matt Kirby, and ball turned around the corner as Sutton now have a chance on the edge of the area. Civi spreads it back to the skipper. Aldershot get a foot on it and it's a free kick. Hargreaves can't believe it, but Aldershot can't complain. Too many players. Okay, 95 minutes gone. There was 8 when up added. Now free kick to Sutton on the edge of the Aldershot Town penalty area. They've had very little, Tim, in the last 5-10 minutes of the game or this added time. But what a moment for the 587 on the far side, and Cameron Hargreaves has waited so long for that goal. He knew just where to run to celebrate it. But a little bit of a hush around the ground now. Sutton in their last home game led for much of it against Tamworth, but succumbed to a double Tamworth strike late on to lose 2-1. Can they change the script themselves now as the 96-minute mark comes up? Lewis Simper, who has a bit of a banging left foot on him, is going to take this free kick. It's about 28-30 yards out. right of centre for them, left of centre for Aldershot. 4 men in the wall. Up steps Simper. It's low. It's gathered by Dewhurst, and he falls to the ground. But come on, Marcus, get up. There's 2 minutes left for the shots to try and win this one. Woking getting the job done against Maidenhead. Crawley not in action today. Here the shots have scored late. They've left it oh so late. But Cameron Hargreaves with his first ever goal. There's Stuttle pulled down. He's made a difference since he's come on. Aldershot have got a free kick at the other end now. It's over on the right hand side. It's 45 yards or so out, but they can get the big guns up from the back. Christian Maghomer, another one who's still never scored for the shots. Lackey Bird, another one who's never scored for the shots, is off now. Johnny Stuttle, of course, still awaits his first shots goal. It's a substitute keeper, Matt Kirby, who's in goal for Sutton. He hasn't had a save to make, but he's been beaten. In comes the free kick. Over through a pile of bodies, edge of the area. Hargreaves tries to get an F on it. It's half cleared. Headed away by Sutton. And the referee has spotted an offside that he's told the assistant referee about. The assistant referee now puts his flag up, and it will be a free kick to Sutton. It's been a terrific end to this game, Julian Walters, and it's not quite over yet, but we've got 30 or 40 seconds left.
Yeah, there's a good chance there. James Henry did pop the free kick into the box. A little bit of to and fro in there, and eventually the ref sent it forwards to. But Stuttle's getting really stuck in now.
Towering header from Maghomer. Shots chase it through Stuttle over on the far side, but he's put it in touch. It's a throw in to Sutton United, halfway inside their own half. We've had steady falling drizzle all day. There's a header won by Aldershot. Brave from Hargreaves to get on the ball. Mullins picked it up. He's run into the edge of the area. Tries a pass. It's hooked acrobatically clear, and the referee blows right on the 98 minutes, 7 seconds over it. And it is all over here. It'll be disappointment for Sutton, but there's still, again, Julian Walters, as it finishes 1-1. Yes, Aldershot have rescued a point, but yet again they will feel they were the better side, and it's just 2 wins in 19. A precious point, but it could have been more.
It could have been more, and I was commentating on the Forest Green game a little over 2 weeks ago, and it's the same sort of thing. We've been in this game, we've had chances to win it, we've left it really late to equalise today, and you look at the clear-cut chances available, and we've had them. Stuttle made a difference for me when he came on. Barham ran his heart out for 75 minutes. Stuttle came on and just added that little bit of extra tenacity up front, and started to get those back three of Sutton thinking about what they needed to do. I'm so glad to see these supporters cheering for that last minute equaliser. It was well deserved, and yeah, you're absolutely right, Rob. It could have been a win, but at the end of the day, when you're 1-0 down in injury time, you have to accept. If you can get an equaliser, you have to accept it.
Thank you very much, Julian Walters. That's it for our radio listeners. Tim, I shall hand back to you to wrap up all the other sporting action, but a point in the end for the Shots, who deserved at least that. Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 1. I know. A very happy new year to all our listeners, of course. Julian, an Aldershot Town man of the match, as Hargreaves come off the bench as a finisher, and I'm delighted to say he did exactly that. He finished, but overall, over the 90 minutes, your man of the match.
Yeah, we talked when we saw Hargreaves wasn't starting the game. We did talk about sort of that energy that he was going to bring to the game, and I had predicted he would be coming on to do just that, and that's exactly what he did. He came on and he added a little bit of zest, a little bit of energy into the midfield. Really good to see him looking forward as opposed to sideways, and in the end, his ability to get into that box from that corner and strike from sort of 12-13 yards out was the reason that we're coming home with a point. Man of the match, it's a difficult one to call, because I would say we've had a lot of sort of 7 out of 10s today, but if I was to give it to one player, I would give it to Ollie Scott today. He was in the thick of things, ran his heart out, defended to a T, and I think Ollie Scott just showed that he would perhaps be my 8 out of 10 from the whole team.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Julian. Listeners, hopefully you've got a genuine feel for how it was. I honestly, yet again, and this is becoming a theme, I don't know whether to feel relieved, pleased, or disappointed that Aldershot leave here with a point. I mean, of course, when you're 1-0 down and there's 95 minutes on the clock, it's always a good point, isn't it? But they've got to find ways. You can't keep dominating matches and only getting a point. Thank goodness they've got one. I think even if they'd lost today, as the way the other scores were going, I think they were going to retain 18th place. They have retained 18th place. They've actually doubled the margin to safety. They were a point clear, it's now 2, and in that respect it definitely does feel like a point gained. I still don't feel overly concerned long term, but at some point the wins have got to come, Julian.
Yeah, we can't, as you said, we can't keep having these conversations, and this isn't a biased viewpoint either. You know, the shots have been playing well, and if you look at the pattern of play, first half, it was two out of 3 15-minute sessions where we were largely dominant. Second half, the pattern was to continue in that respect. Sutton were quite happy to just sit back and let Aldershot come on, and you could tell the frustration from the Sutton supporters that they were doing that, and they could sort of sense perhaps another winning position being lost from their point of view too. So all in all, as I said, if you're in injury time and you're 1-0 down, then you take the point, but we've got to get these draws, we've got to start turning them into victories, and I'm hoping that again it's another confident performance, and I'm hoping that we can finally start to do that, starting with the trophy game on Saturday, but more importantly in the league.
Thank you very much, Julian Walters, who remains unbeaten as a co-commentator. 3 away games, 3 draws. We'll assess his real form when we get a win or a defeat, but you came incredibly close to a defeat there, Julian. But
never in doubt, Rob, never in doubt.
Never in doubt. Listeners, we're going to wrap up quickly. We're cold. I'm not going to say we're wet because we're not, but it's cold, wet and windy, and we're going to get switched off. I'll get some post-match reaction, and of course that will be shared at some point by BBC Surrey, either on their programme this afternoon or via X a little bit later. But Julian, thanks for joining us. Listeners, have a very happy new year. All the very best for 2025, and we'll speak to you again from the EBB Stadium on Saturday. Thanks, Julian.
Thanks, Rob. Really appreciate it. Really enjoyed it, and here's to some victories, hopefully moving forward from here.